I didn't want to leave him behind because he never left his Marines behind.
We're going to defend our country. We're going to do what we can for the best interests of our country, and there's still a lot of people out there doing that.
And I said, sir, I'm not going to die over here. I know the Lord's promised me that I'm going to get home to my wife and my kid.
Well, I tried to kill myself 3 times. I had a lot of issues with my family.
Powerful, heartfelt, and often sometimes gut-wrenching stories from returning soldiers and their families continue to grow in number each day.
I knew that was his only last anchor to this life.
I was feeling hopeless, not worth it for nobody.
All of us are dealing with some sort of baggage. All of us have some sort of issues that we have to really face when we get back, and whether like I said, whether it's a physical wound that everybody can see or an emotional wound that nobody sees, everybody carries some baggage back with them.
In the East Texas town of Tyler, a group of business owners, military personnel, and musicians decided it was time to make a difference.
I can't say enough about what little we give back isn't enough.
Villa de Felicita owner Mary Pennington, whose husband served in Vietnam, always had a special place in her heart for U.S. veterans, and she decided to take action.
I've had an incredible journey. I've learned a lot about these soldiers and what they go through that I personally took for granted.
After Mary had a vision after doing numerous military weddings for kids that were deploying overseas here at her facility, and she said, I need to talk to you. I want to do something for the soldiers.
I know how my husband was treated when he came back from Vietnam. I think we just need a wake-up call. We need to help these people. I know they're made not to break, and they don't know how to fix themselves when they do.
When they come back.
A chance meeting between Mary and singer-songwriter Derek Scholl was all it took to create a theme and a song for the event.
We just wanted to write a song that was going to just make people aware that when these men and women come back, they don't come back the same.
Derek got together with Nashville songwriter Tim Johnson and penned the song When They Come Back, and the results surprised everyone.
When they come back, they don't come back the same.
It's the most powerful song I've heard. It hits home for a lot of people.
The group then enlisted the help of Navy Cross recipient and author Jeremiah Workman, whose recent book, Shadow of the Sword, details the plight of many of today's returning soldiers.
That's the whole reason I wrote Shadow of the Sword, was to give people hope. There's the war overseas in Iraq or Afghanistan, and then when you come home, a lot of times there's a second war, or a war that takes a different shape in the mind. And some of us have trouble turning that switch off.
The one thing he learned while he was over there was how to fight.
With a theme song and a team in place, the first ever Country for Our Country benefit concert featured Derek performing along with East Texas native Casey Musgraves and country stars Joe Nichols and Heidi Newfield.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about this particular charity and this project, is that this one gives back not only to the soldiers, the wounded soldiers that have come back, and their families. They're dealing with this right along with the soldiers themselves.
Well, I don't think we can ever say enough. I don't think we can ever say thank you enough, that's for sure.
Give me that girl with her hair in a mess, shake me little smile with her head on my chest.
Both Joe and Heidi have played many USO tours over the years and realize the need for continuing support when our troops return from active duty.
We have to remember that these men and women are out there fighting, and a lot of them are coming home with these major injuries and wounded, and they've got things to deal with that they need some help with.
They gave him a gun, said get the job done, and that boy became a man.
The song and the message have touched many around the country, including the highly successful radio team of Big D and Bubba, who volunteered to come to Texas to MC the event.
Those guys and girls come home, and it can be pretty tough. And
you're never the same.
No.
You're never the same when you come back. No matter what, you're always going to come back a little different.
A major component in the When They Come Back campaign is the launch of the We Give Back celebrity ads. The ads feature everyone from celebrity entertainers and musicians to Texas Governor Rick Perry, all posing in their best combat boots to help raise awareness of the cause.
Who doesn't want to support the guys that support us every day? They're owed everything we've got.
Proceeds from the first ever event will benefit the Military Warriors Support Foundation, which provides counseling and support to returning soldiers.
I was trying to rehab myself and I was paralyzed for 8 months. They said that they don't believe that I'm walking, and because they always told me that I was going to be able to, stay in a wheelchair forever. There's no name. They say there's no scientific name for my condition that I have on my legs.
With these events like this event tonight, and all these different people that support the Military Warriors Foundation that give me an opportunity for a great career. I mean, something I would have never had before. And without that, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today.
And last year we helped over 4,000, including their family members, in some type of activities. And we're giving incredible scholarships away. We're helping people find phenomenal jobs. And that's a way to say thank you.
Returning soldiers can face both physical injuries and mental wounds as well, such as post-traumatic stress disorder, which can affect everyone involved.
PTSD just doesn't affect me or the individual soldier or Marine coming home. It affects the families, maybe even more than it does us.
I never got him back after that.
Shannon Hambrick's heartbreaking story is only one example among thousands around the country.
And then he came home and he tried to stay away from alcohol, but he was having night terrors, and so he tried to basically drink them away. He wanted to get back there and fight, and he told me there was work to get done and he didn't feel like he should be here sitting around. But we had a baby, so he was trying to do the family things with me, but he had a difficult time with that.
Shannon was unaware they had places to turn until it was too late.
I was on my stomach and he jumped on my back and pulled my head back and twisted and said a bad word, "You killed Marines." And as he let go at the very last of it and dropped and fell asleep. I was in a lot of pain and I was scared. I didn't know what to do at that point. And I didn't want to leave him behind because he never left his Marines behind.
Her husband Gabriel returned from Afghanistan with a severe case of depression, which led to substance abuse and ultimately suicide.
I knew that he wasn't going to allow himself to hurt me again. And he was left hanging in a closet. That's how they found him.
Shannon agreed to tell her painful story to inspire others to get help when they see the same warning signs she observed.
The main thing I want everyone to know is he was not a weak person. He was actually a very strong person. He loved the Marines, and he loved this country, and he loved me, and he loved his son. But he broke.
The song "When They Come Back" has now taken on a life of its own, with radio stations all around the country adding it to their playlist.
It's just kind of taken off, which is great because the more people that are hearing it, it's such a great message. You know, it's not just a song that was written to try to be a radio mainstream hit. This is a song that had some meaning behind it, and now that's getting the attention that, as a songwriter and just as an American, I want this word out.
With similar events already being planned around the country, everyone involved feels this is a great kickoff to raise awareness of the serious problems that exist.
Most people don't realize that there's something they could do, whether it doesn't have to be financial, just anything. Walking up and saying thank you and grabbing someone's hand and just saying thank you for your service. These guys, they love that. I mean, that means a lot.
You see the people that are sincere about why they're here. They really want to support the soldiers. And regardless of what you think about the war in Afghanistan or the war in Iraq, you have to appreciate the men and women who stand on the front lines and defend our freedom.
With organizations like yours, when they come back, they're going to have somewhere to come home to. Whether they have families, whether they don't have families, whether they have friends, whether they don't have friends, they're going to have you. And that's a great feeling.
And we can't do enough for any of them. We can't do enough for the heroes. We can't do enough for the families, for the sacrifice they've done for this country.
Gabriel, I know that he's smiling down, you know.
when they come back. If they come back, they don't come back the same.
That's for the troops, that's for the soldiers. Thank y'all so much for everything you do. Thank you for believing in this country, by God.